Welcome to another Tim Talk. Um, Thank you so much. We're going to call this one Look Up and Expand Your World. Now, when we talk about nature awareness, or awareness in general of nature and the world around us, um, we human beings, no fault of our own, really, we tend to be very single-minded in what we do. We're purpose-driven often. And so often when we drive or walk through the woods or this, and anytime we're out in nature, we pretty much, our eyes tend to look forward or down where we're putting our feet. We forget that in nature, there's an entire universe just above our heads and then up hundreds of feet, depending on if you happen to be lucky enough to be in an old growth forest with trees that are 200 to 250 feet tall. So it's really important to remember this. Learn to look up. Expand your awareness by looking up. And hey, not only trees, like for instance, if you're in the woods, look up, but do it this way sometimes. Look at the side of the tree and then follow it up to the sky. And imagine it reaching up to the sun and grabbing the sunlight and bringing it down and creating this magical thing called photosynthesis and bringing that energy of the sun into the whole universe of the forest. And as you look up and you see those sun rays coming down into the tree, you can do a slight little meditation. Imagine yourself as a ray of sunlight going into the tree, and let yourself go into the tree and fill it up and feel its life force all the way down to the roots. That's an amazing moment. You can also do this not just with trees, although trees are such good teachers for learning to look up and expanding our awareness in that way. But you could be on a cliff, look up the cliff. And as you look up, notice the details, the shapes, the colors, the crannies, the little caves, the indentations. Are there shapes that speak to you that look like something? Same going back to trees. Notice the shapes of the bark as you go up and how the branches expand out to grab the light and that sort of thing. You can look at a mountain and look at the whole mountain, but sometimes we forget to follow from the bottom up to the top and see it and see the details of it and the magic of the mountain, how it reaches for the sky and brings the sky into it and it into the sky, that fusion that takes place. And if you look in the right way with your heart open and your mind open and a willingness to connect, you become the sky and the mountain, that place where it both connect. That's a true power spot. And you can be there in that spot. You can be, if you follow the tree up to the top of the tree and feel that sunlight coming into the tree. So looking up has tremendous advantages to expanding our world. In fact, I'm willing to say that it may be one of the most important things you could ever learn to do in nature. I mean, if you think about it, it's an entire world that we sometimes forget or very rarely spend any quality time in. Looking up. Like right now, I look up, I'm sitting in this incredible yurt, giving this Tim Talk, surrounded by my photographs and all the incredible books in our library, some you see behind me. And if I just look up, I go, whoa, not only I'm looking up at this incredible roof of this yurt with the beautiful wood that came from amazing trees to build it. And I look up and I see this gorgeous window on the top and I go look through that. I guess a skylight we would call it. And I look through that and I see this incredible pine tree reaching down, looking at me as I'm doing these talks. And I feel better because of it. And another really cool thing is I got this land in about 32 years ago, and I've learned to look up, and so I realize how much the trees have grown every year. I literally feel like I can see them grow. And Mount Shasta is a power spot, and I've talked to many loggers and other people and who live in this area that know trees well, different naturalists and so forth. And they all say that your average evergreen tree grows about 2 feet a year, give or take. You know, it depends on how much water they get and sunlight and so forth. Here, it's double that. It's about 4 feet. So if you think about how much these trees have grown since I've been here, some trees have grown 30 to 50 feet. That's amazing. And I feel like I've been a part of their life for all those years. I've watched them grow. I've appreciated them. I've nurtured them on. All of this makes your life more amazing, and that's what I want you to get. And when your life is more amazing because you have chosen to let in the amazing world that you live in, when your life becomes more amazing, generally people do better for the world they live in. They become the gift that keeps giving. We fight for the earth. We do what it takes to take care of our planet in these difficult times. But not only for the earth, we expand out and help each other. We become kinder, gentler people. We help animals. We take better care of ourselves. We give gifts to the world around us through smiles and beautiful things we say and so forth. You get my drift? It's all good. And it's always about taking the time to let it in. And you might say, well, I'm busy. I got stuff to do. If you take the time to let it in, what you do will be better and more efficient in the long run. It's worth it. So look up. You can't imagine how wonderful that will be for you. Oh. You know, I started these talks, and I still believe they're mostly for our alumni and future students, people who are interested in coming to our school to continue with the teachings of the school or to be introduced to the teachings of the school, which if I had to break it down, it would be to build a deep personal relationship with nature, reclaim our birthright, to be close to our earth in a personal way, and a call to action, a willingness to take on the idea of becoming an earth caretaker as one of the purposes, if not the main purpose, of our life on earth. That's what these talks are about. I hope they inspire people, and I'd love to hear from you on ideas for talks you might